Lionel feelings. I didn't like him in the first damn place because him and Jim, his brother Jim's the one that was dating Vader, and I took her away from him. I came out of the pool hall one night. He said, "Hey, I understand you've been dating my girl." So I just walked over to the car and I said, "Yeah, I've been dating her. And furthermore, I'll date her anytime I want to, as long as she'll go. And if you don't like it, you crawl out of that car and I'll mop the damn street up with you." Boy, he didn't come out of the car neither.
Well, what happened with that party? I remember you got hit with a snowball. You were down there rolling dice or something. Yeah.
And so I had some hard feelings with him anyway. And Lionel Thielen they chivalried him one night. He just got married. And so Barney Thielen came up to my house up above the store where Vader and I wanted us to go, and I said, "No, I'm not going." Well, he kept on. I said, "All right." So we went over there, went downstairs, and the men were all done rolling dice for money. And I got in, and I'd won a few dollars. And old Red had been snowing, and it was a dirty, nasty, wet snow. And him and Barney went outside and got some snowballs. And I was standing there, and they hit me in the back with one of those snowballs. And I mean, it was so wet that my T-shirt, and I had a brand new cashmere sweater that I'd bought up Bankers, and boy, that made me mad. And I turned around, and there's old Chief Stein standing there. So I just walked back and eagle clawed him. And Red and Barney came out. Old Bob let him go. He didn't do that. He didn't do that. And so we got down there arguing around about who did it, and I didn't like Paul Thielen anyway, and he came up and says, "Well, it must be snowing out." And I says, "You goddamn right." And I picked that son of a bitch up and threw him on that cement floor. And I got on him, I drew back to hit him, and Red and them grabbed my arm, he wouldn't let me hit him. Oh man, I'm telling you. So I went home, and Leonard drove us home. And I said, "I'm going to go over and whip that son of a bitch." Oh, no, when I broke loose in them, I ran down the stairs and got the store pickup and drove back over to his house, and they heard me coming, and they put him Paul out the back. And then old Lionel was out there, and he ordered me off of his property. Well, of course, I left. They can get you for trespassing,
Yeah.
Boy, I tell you, so I drove around the next morning, and I was waiting on him. He worked over at the elevator. I was going to whip him over at the elevator that morning.
The next morning.
And Barney Thielen and Joe had a light on in their house, so I stopped. And they mixed me a cup of coffee, and I told them I was going to go over and whip him. Oh, Barney said, "Bob, don't do that." Hell, he said, "Red and I did that. He didn't do it." So I went over the elevator anyway, and I told old Paul, I said, "I'm going to tell you something. If you have any qualms, let's just step out here and we'll get her over right now." "Oh, God," he says, "my shoulder hurts where you threw me on that cement." Oh, man. But I was, in those days, I was in good shape.
Yeah, you were telling us about when you told Charlie and I when you wrestled that guy when you were back in the service.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I whipped that guy. I mean, he was, well, I bet he was 6'2" probably. And he weighed about 220, 30 pounds, and I weighed 150. And we didn't like him. Nobody liked him. And we were back in my buddy's room one Saturday afternoon. We had a bottle of whiskey, and we were just, having a few drinks and visiting. And he walks in and starts helping himself to our whiskey. And that made me mad. And I just got up and I said, "What would you take to wrestle me till I give out?" He said, "You want to wrestle?" And I said, "You're damn right." And we were on the base. I mean, you couldn't have a fist fight. It was just supposed to be a friendly,
Yeah.
wrestling match. And he said, yeah, he said, wait till I get my sweats. And he went back and put his sweats on. We got outside and there's about 25 guys out there watching that. And so I started circling, I just go like this real slow. Didn't want to excite him. And pretty soon he got his hand out a little too far. I grabbed him like that and I jerked him, got behind him, picked him up, and dumped him on the damn ground and got on him, had a chokehold on him. And I mean, I was hurting him, and he said, let me go. And I said, hell, you're going to give up before you get out. I'll choke you to death right here. And he finally gave up, and oh my God, did they ever tease him, that little kid?